it's slow to get up and go.
100%.
I'm just trying to think of a way to say that in a nice way.
It feels just so like la-ti-da. I don't want to do it until it starts moving.
Yeah.
And part of that is because we have a naturally aspirated 2-liter 4-cylinder, no turbocharger, so kind of low on power. Hey gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
Back there is Tucker.
Yep, that's me.
And we are in an affordable mid-tier in the product hierarchy compact sedan from Kia in the new 2025 Kia K4. This is the EX trim. There's a lot here to like. How does it fit our family of 3 while we've had it? Well, stay tuned for that. All right, Holly. We've spent a lot of time in these seats. I've put nearly 17 hours in the driver's seat on this car. You've ridden over here a lot. You've driven it some, mostly without me. But there's a lot to talk about here. Brand new car from Kia. They actually flew me to Austin to test it out the first time, but I didn't get to test this trim, which I think is going to be perhaps the most popular of this vehicle. We're going to get into all of that. But the viewers want to know, what are your thoughts on the styling of this new compact sedan?
It's interesting, but I like it.
Yeah.
So in the front, the grill kind of comes down far and like out, sort of like you would see on a sports car a little bit. Lower, a little bit lower, but not so low we've been scraping the ground anywhere, so that's good, although I've been nervous. But it's kind of like, it kind of juts out on the side a little bit.
It's very angular.
Very angular, sharp angles, but then up here at top, it's softer angles. I like this color, which is, what is this color?
Morning haze.
Oh, morning haze. That sounds fun. Yeah, I like this color. It's like a blue, greenish, grayish.
Kind of a seafoam almost.
Yeah, almost a seafoam. Different than anything else on the road, pretty much. This color?
I feel like there's cactus gray from Ford, there's cactus
they're
green
all
from...
a little bit different.
That's true.
Like royal blue is royal blue no matter what you call it all across the thing. White, I mean, you could put some sparklies in there, but it's still white all the way across. So it's not quite gray, it's not quite blue, it's not quite green.
It's true, that's true. But what are your thoughts on, like, it almost looks like it should be a hatchback, but it's not. It has a real trunk back there. You like the kind of side profile?
On the outside?
Yeah.
I don't like that feature on the inside though.
Okay.
But we'll get to that when we get to the inside. The other strange thing about this car is when you open the door. First of all, the doors are like, well, they're like longer than the cut.
Yeah.
When you open the door,
the back doors especially have like a lot.
Both of them. It has a lot of extra back there. I guess it was made for the design of it that way, but I have hit my hip on it multiple times.
Interesting.
When I like open the door and I'm like trying to get into the back seat.
I was really worried when I test drove this. Actually, when I first saw it, when they pulled the wraps off of it in New York last year, I was like, ooh, Tucker's gonna ding cars with those back doors because there's so much extra door. But so far in our week with this, and they take it away from us tomorrow, that hasn't happened. He's done fairly good in that respect. But yeah, there's a lot of door.
There's a lot of door. I hit my hip on it because it's unexpected. It's like it's one little part that kind of juts out.
Other exterior things, the lighting. You've got those amber star map lights, as they call them, up front, and the red star map lighting in the back. I like that kind of angular. I mean, everything about this car is angular, even in here. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the interior?
It's a little plain Jane.
I think that kind of goes with the segment, though. You're not wanting to break the bank.
Right.
It's
got some texture. It's got some different textures. It's not all black, which I like that. This is kind of gray. I like that. Instead of gloss black, it's gloss gray.
Gloss gray, and there's even more down here.
I don't know. I feel like gloss gray hides it better than gloss black.
It's true.
dust and stuff. Then you've got the cloth seats, but the cloth on the side that comes over. So I mean, I like it. I like that it's basic with some character.
Yeah. And these cloth seats, they're the up-level cloth seats in Kia's realm of seating.
Yeah.
And I like them. They're very
Yeah, I like cloth seats. These are comfortable.
They hug me just right.
Yeah, it's comfortable. It's like sitting on a couch.
Really.
I don't know, like, you know, most cars have moved away from cloth seats, but the cars that we've tested with cloth seats, they've all been really comfortable. So maybe we need to go back.
Certainly a possibility.
Certainly a possibility.
I normalize more cloth in cars, people. But other thoughts on the design in here before we get to functionality?
I like the flat bottom.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it feel sporty. A little flat on the top too.
Yeah.
But that makes it feel a little sporty. Sporty, a little light.
Yeah.
Polite.
A little light. I like.
You're going into function, not design.
This little light of mine.
Oh boy.
Okay, if we're talking about function, this needs some WD-40, not because it's squeaky, but because it's hard to pull down.
So, yeah.
Maybe that's just because it's new.
Could be.
Oh.
Wear it down over time. But dual 12.3-inch screens, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, full digital gauge cluster back there. But what doesn't this have that almost every new Kia that we've tested does?
The stupid.
Thank you, Kia, for not doing it here. We get the Kia EV9 HVAC control. So you get physical controls here, but you get this little digital screen behind the steering wheel. Is it blocked from your view where you are sitting?
Yeah.
Kind of same problem for me. So not great placement, but it does take up some otherwise dead real estate between these two screens. I feel like it's better than the dual function screen.
Yeah. Yes, 100% better than that.
I can see it.
Anything's
Very
better
clear.
than that.
Yes. Oh.
Not having one is better than that.
It's true. It's always on the wrong screen. But
Always. Always.
even like angular.
Yeah.
Angular.
You had a
Angular.
little dip angle right up there.
There's just some interesting design elements throughout that are fun.
Okay.
All right, functionality.
Yeah.
Do we want to go ahead and jump into why you don't like the profile? Is it visibility?
Yeah, it's visibility.
Yeah?
Yeah. I feel like I'm looking at the trunk,
Yeah?
like the actual trunk, the inside of the trunk, with a little sliver of window.
Okay.
Yeah, in my rear view.
I will say, so I drive a compact sedan daily. The over-the-shoulder visibility on both sides is far better in this than in my car.
Yeah, but the windows are bigger, it feels like.
Yeah.
And then you've got that little bitty window back there that helps as well.
Absolutely. I have felt backing out of my car with his car seat back there is like a crapshoot because you can't see back there. And my car doesn't have a backup camera. This also only has a backup camera, no 360 in this one. But
Yeah. But why does I guess it's for space in the trunk, the top goes so high up.
And we'll talk about trunk space, I guess, after we talk
I'm not
about
talking about trunk space. I'm talking about visibility.
But you were asking
that's
why.
impeded by trunk space.
And you're asking why. Tucker, what's a good thing to talk about right now?
Bringing my child safety seat.
And after I do that, I will touch on trunk space. As we come to the back doors, I know we've already touched on it, but no physical door handles down here. We have a door handle right there. And something I'm a little bit concerned about is just how much door is behind that handle and just how wide these open. I feel like it could be a hazard if Tucker flung these open too wide, though so far in our time with it, it has not been a problem. You can see climbing into this one, there is plenty of room, but given the fact that it's a car, you kind of have to duck in so you don't hit your head, which I did as I climbed in, but I've got plenty of legroom. Sitting behind, well, this is even further back than I was riding earlier, so plenty of room. We do have a map pocket back here, nothing on the back of the driver's seat, though we get a little bit of storage here in the center console. 2 USB-C ports, top GT line trims, get air vents back here, but only on that top trim. Very nice cloth seats back here, but no fold down armrest. These seats are 60/40. They do fold down, but not from the inside like that Sentra we were just in. You have to do that from the trunk. We do get headrests all the way across. We do get top tethers all the way across. The lower latch points I know will come up here in just a moment, but are hidden between the seat back and the seat bottom, which let's go ahead and climb out and see just how much space is in the back of this K4 when we bring in Tucker's Graco Extend-A-Fit child safety seat. This is the same one he rode in when he was rearward facing, and you can see, yeah, we've got a little bit of a problem as it currently sits. So we'll go up to the front seat and adjust accordingly. In this EX model, all seats are manual adjustments, so it is very quick and easy to adjust the seat placement. But now you can see I did bring that seat up quite a ways to make room for that. We'll go ahead and climb in here. I'm still fairly comfortable. My feet are riding up on the firewall a little bit. Good news is kids don't ride in rear-facing car seats long, so we've got decent amounts of space back here. And let's face it, the K4 is aimed at families that are, well, starting out as families. So this, I do believe, will be a very popular vehicle for car seats of both front and rear-facing varieties. Though I will say the rear or top tether situation is one of the biggest reasons why cars in general are dying off, because it is very difficult to do the top tether attachment and disconnecting in a sedan versus an SUV. So I'm actually going to do that first, and I'm going to give you as good a view as I can here through the side window. Very simple to do, but trying to get in there and see what you're doing, you're gonna have to use all the windows to your advantage and then tighten it down as best you can from here. The lower latches are, as I mentioned, in between the seat back and bottom. They are noted with those dots on the backs of the seat, and I can get in fairly nicely. I've got plenty of room in here to go in and tighten this down and adjust it nice and snug. And because we have cloth seats, it's nice and quiet. And so that is the car seat install. Coming to the back of the vehicle, the trunk is a little bit larger than that Sentra that we were just in. The opening is nice, wide, and rectangular. The space is very nice, wide, and rectangular. And you can see if I wanted to expand cargo space, I can pull those latches there and fold the seats down. So I can get even more than the almost 15 cubic feet of space back here. We've got Tucker's bike, my backpack, my filming equipment back here just for reference, but very nice and spacious trunk. And then underneath we do have a temporary spare and all the tools necessary to change that spare. Another thing that Kia engineers put back here that the Nissan engineers did not, this plastic handle. Very cheap, but oh so effective in keeping the back of your vehicle nice and clean, or at least keeping fingerprints off from the back of the trunk back there. I really like that a lot. All right, Holly, plenty of room in the back seat. For me as an adult, tons of room in the trunk, and the vehicle we just had before this, the Nissan Sentra, competes in the same class. More trunk space. I felt like a roomier back seat. So this is more spacious than Nissan's, but the Nissan did have 360 cameras. We just talked about visibility. We only have a backup camera in this one. You have to go up the ladder for 360.
Yeah, my issue with that is that the front is so low.
Yeah, it is kind of.
So
it
makes me nervous. Like, and you can't really see. I mean, and it kind of sticks out a little bit. So it could really benefit from a forward camera.
That's available on this vehicle, just not
this trim.
On our trim.
Well, if someone's interested in this trim, I just want you to know.
No 360 cameras.
There's no camera in the front.
Yeah. But, I mean, the backup camera is pretty crisp and clear. So.
Yes, it is. It is a nice backup camera for sure. And I do like having the little button that you can control.
It has helped me figure out, like, if I'm where I need to be from all available metrics. But yeah, 360 cameras would be nice, especially
Yes.
in this one as we've looked with it.
Yes.
Other thoughts on the interior while we wait on our light to change? Qi wireless charger.
Qi wireless charger like that. Like,
You've got the cup holders or no cup holders.
yeah. Yeah. But other than that, there's just not really a lot of space like right here to put stuff. You do have this that's pretty spacious. And
Okay, glove box.
you got a little cubby over here in addition to...
I've got slime in mine.
Yeah, in addition to your cup holder in the side, but it's also like a little shelf pocket thing. Instead of just like an open hole, which is pretty brilliant.
All right, we'll pause on the interior. We'll absolutely come back, but now we're turning on the historic brick streets of downtown Tyler, Texas, where we can talk ride and handling. Tucker, what are your thoughts on the ride back there? How's your wobbly head?
It's pretty smooth.
Yeah? What are your thoughts?
See? That
Wait,
handle.
let's
Here's
see
the
how
big
the
one.
biggest bump is.
Hey, that was pretty smooth. What do you think, Tucker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been very comfortable to ride in. Tucker and I rode to Dallas to pick you up yesterday, and all of us rode back. It was a
Yep.
very comfortable ride the entire time.
It was.
We got a little reverb back there
Yes.
from the brick.
But when we were riding back from Dallas, I took a nap.
You weren't the only one.
Yep, it was so comfortable. Tucker and I took a nap.
Yep. So if you want to know about the ride,
We took a nap.
But Daddy had to not fall asleep.
yeah, I had to pay attention. Though this does have some driver aids, has
Driver
lane keeping
what?
and lane centering. The lane centering you have to turn on every time you turn the vehicle on. That is a little steering wheel button
Yeah.
there on the steering wheel. Now let's wrap up the interior discussion. We've done storage, we've done sight lines, comfort. Any other notable things? I like, this is coming handy for us, the
Yeah.
dual function USB. So I'm wirelessly CarPlaying, and we have a single USB in here. We could have plugged one in here. This is battery only, but you can actually toggle this one between battery and connectivity.
Connection. Yeah.
So I didn't get that warning message that Holly's iPhone is
gonna-
trying to override my directions. And,
Yeah, it's something that you probably don't think about, but it's super annoying.
Yeah. And
when
Kia
and Kia's solved that issue.
All right. How have been your thoughts as we set off again, driving it? I think I already know. You've kind of alluded to, but you haven't told me outright. What's it like to drive?
I like driving it in the city, I guess, sort of.
Yeah.
It's slow to get up and go.
100%. Like,
Just trying to think of a way to say that in a nice way.
it feels
But it's
just so like la-ti-da. I don't want to do it
Yeah,
until it starts moving.
yeah,
And part of that is because we have a naturally aspirated 2-liter 4-cylinder, no turbocharger, so kind of low on power. And then we've got, they call it an intelligent variable transmission, but it's a CVT. So it's very similar to the powertrain in the Sentra that we just got out of. But I feel like this one's just so much
a
slower
little
to get
sluggish.
going. It's like,
It is.
come on.
yeah. You're not whipping in front of somebody.
No.
You shouldn't be whipping in front of
No.
somebody anyway.
No.
But if you tried in this, not go well.
And I did 0 to 60 test this in my solo video, and it is slower than the Sentra. But when we're talking engine and stuff, the Sentra had that annoying feature that most people, including yourself, hate so much of the engine turning off when you're sitting at a
Yeah.
red light.
Well,
You had to push a button. This doesn't have it.
excellent.
So they've made up for it, and practically the same fuel economy.
Mm.
So best of both worlds in that regards. And the intelligent variable transmission was great on the highway yesterday. It really was. Like, and even like you said, driving it around in the city, you don't feel it shift because it doesn't really shift.
Yeah.
That's not what it does.
It just goes.
Yeah. Which
It just goes slow.
takes a while.
It takes a minute for it to get up and go.
Which
And you give a little
Which, if you don't like that, you have to step up to the very top trim in the GT line Turbo to get the more powerful engine and a traditional transmission, which I did test. The Sentra that we just got out of, that's not even an option. Like, we had the top powertrain in the Sentra.
So, I mean, if somebody were taking it for test drive, I would say try to, like, scooch up in front of somebody in another lane.
Yeah.
Like, move over into another
Simulate it at least.
Yeah, simulate it at least. Like, you're scooching up in front of somebody in another lane. And just see if that's something that bothers you. It's not like driving a Tahoe.
Right
Debbie,
now.
send us a Tahoe, please.
Where you're like, it's not like that.
This does have a sport mode, though, which I just put you in. Did you even notice?
No, it's still like, I mean, there's a lot of sound and not a lot of movement.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the unfortunate side effect of going for fuel economy and cruisability.
Well, maybe that's what you want.
Yeah. All right, so decent visibility inside, lots of room, decent power, like the looks. What else do we need to talk about? I guess fuel economy.
Fuel economy.
And then the window sticker.
Yep.
So got that in here. It is rated at 29 city, 39 highway, 33 combined. We have put 511 miles on it, and we're averaging 32.7.
Yeah, so we'd definitely be getting higher than that because this includes your review, right?
It includes, yes, me flooring it, trying to get 0 to 60 up and doing all that fun stuff.
So we would, in a regular
Yeah,
use of this,
I will say,
getting more than 32.
I filled it up right before getting on the interstate, got on the interstate, drove to Dallas, and I was getting over the 39 that it says on the highway. I wasn't getting 40, but I was getting over 39 flat, which they round, but or they do round. But Holly, what are your thoughts, your guesses?
32.
Lower.
Okay. I said 32, but I was hoping it was lower. 26.
Still lower.
No, what is it, Tucker?
Well, wait. 25.320.
All right.
$25,320. That's this one is.
Wow.
Equipped. Which again, this is mid-trim. You can max one out for $30,000, which is where that Sentra was that we had last, and it did not have the same amount of power as what a top trim of this would. I feel like you get more content from a GT line turbo than you got from that Sentra. So I must ask you a question. Would you have this or would you have that Sentra? You really liked those zero gravity seats?
Probably this one.
Yeah. It definitely pocketed a lot more money. This is $4,000 cheaper than the Sentra was.
Yeah. And that would probably be my deciding factor.
Yep. Which, again,
both of them great
apples,
choices.
Yeah. Not apples to apples on trim. You could get a cheaper Sentra. In fact, the K4 starts at like $400 more than the cheapest Sentra. So, I mean, they're neck and neck.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll take it back then. The Sentra.
She'll have to, go and put
I don't know. They're both great choices.
And on that note, if you want to see more from Holly, go find her at Female Consumer on Facebook and Instagram. You can find all things GT Garage Talk at GT Garage Talk, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it, all at GT Garage Talk. And Tucker, where can they find you?
Ooh.
You have your own YouTube channel at Tucker's Talk, correct?
Right.
And what do we talk about there?
A bunch of stuff.
Stop motion animation, cars, animals.
Mostly everything.
Mostly everything. So if you want to know more of what Tucker's doing, I will link that down in the video description if you're watching this one.
Yes, and if you want to see what an ocean in Mexico looks like, we're gonna put that video out today.
Yeah. So Tucker and I are gonna hit the editing bay today. But as for us, and this 2025 Kia K4
I'm gonna
EX.
try to scooch up and go over, but you can't.
Until next time, gearheads.
Bye.